into the community here in Norwich and more widely. And those connections could really possibly lead to work. I've seen that happen many times. SyncNorwich's in its 9th year this year. It really does create meaningful connections for people that are valuable to them for years and years. Shall I jump into some slides and sort of talk it through, because it's still a bit mysterious to people, I reckon.
It's so mysterious. What is Sync the City?
Well, James, I'm glad you asked, and let me show you through the medium of slides.
Great.
Right. Okay. Tell me if you can see those slides? Can you see those slides?
We can see those slides. Thanks ever so much, Showdown. And just I guess
this show is so much worse now that I can't see me in it, but
we can still see you. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, fine, great.
And I think just to reiterate, if you've got any questions going through this, I know Tom's really good at being able to field questions as we sort of go through. Please just ask the questions as we're running through, because just pop them in chat and I'll moderate them for Tom as well. But
yeah, stop me and buy one. I'm happy to be stopped. Otherwise, this will take about 10-12 minutes to go through. So it's not going to take forever. But I'm trying to give you a sense of like what it's all about. Yeah. So Sync the City in its 9th year is basically, as I say, a startup competition. You build and launch a startup in 54 hours. So where is it? I said this earlier, but so it's at the King Centre in King Street here in Norwich. It's about a 15-minute walk from here, and it runs from sort of afternoon, early evening of Thursday 3rd of November through to Saturday night, and at 9:30 it's not quite over because we go and have a big party somewhere and drink and celebrate how great we all are. So what tell me more, Tom. Right, so we will have 120 people who we will divide into 10 teams, and you can see there the sort of way in which those teams, like who's in the sort of team. So we will have about a third developers, we'll have designers, so people who specialize in UI and user experience design. We've got business types, so people who are are kind of project managers or business operations, finance people, and we'll also have some sales and marketing people. So we're kind of putting into a mixing pot all of the things, the skills that you need in order to, kind of come up with a startup idea and bring it to life in that really short space of time. About 40% of the tickets are student tickets, so there'll be a lot of people like you if you join us. So we'll have people from UEA, the business school there, from NUA, from the design school there. I think one of the sixth form colleges locally gets involved as well. So there's lots of sort of people who are not wizened old types like me, but young, amazing people like you. And also those people are supported by 12 amazing mentors. So that basically a mentor is someone who coaches the team, helps them just sort of figure out the things they need to figure out, helps get them unstuck when they're stuck. And we also have supporting them some experts in residence, of which we're hoping James will be one, to help on the sort of business and finance side. So there's basically a lot of people around who want to lean in and help the teams to do the very best they can do in the time. And then on the final night we have 5 judges. So that's sort of, very experienced business people, good people to catch the eye of, James, aren't they?
Yes.
And a team of wonderful organisers. So what is that? That's like 150 of us in this huge King Centre for a weekend. It's a lot of laughs.
Sorry. One of the questions here is like, if someone, for example, is worried about, they want to go into gain skills, but they maybe feel that they don't have the skills of working in a big business. And I know you said it's 40% student. What would you say to someone, who's saying, I'm interested, but I'm worried that I don't have enough experience to do something like this?
We design the event effectively around and for people who feel that like that, I would say. So the point is, like the first and foremost, the value of Sync the City is it's a learning experience. Like even if you've been working in business for 30 years, you might never have thought about a startup idea and try to push it so far in such a short space of time. If you're at the other end, the beginning of your career, it's even better because you've got access to all of these experts. People who are signing up to the event know that there's a lot of people, 40% of people are students, and may not have kind of years and years of experience under their belt. So we put together and make sure that everybody is really just making sure that everybody gets the most out of the experience. So if you like, my answer to the question is that it's the opposite, the antidote to that concern. Should I jump on?
No, please. No.
So exactly what are you doing? So what do you do? So you pick a business. So if you buy a ticket, you turn up on the night. You can either come along and pitch a business idea, which I'll come back to in a minute. But that is again a brilliant experience. We do these 1-minute pitches, or you can just simply watch everyone else pitching ideas and just decide, oh, that looks like an interesting business idea. I think I'd like to be on that team for the weekend. So you don't know before the event what people are going to pitch, what team you're going to end up on. You choose basically. So yeah, we pitch these business ideas, and then you form a team around it, and then you spend 54 hours building your product, your business plan. You build out and prove some of the technical elements. Anything you can do to impress the judges and do a knockout pitch, which is the thing we do on the final night. And yes, you can win a cash prize and also eternal glory.
I hear that eternal glory is definitely true.
Yes.
As someone who mentored the winning team last year.
Also one of the big selling points of the event. So like day by day, so this, like I say, so what happens Thursday, you get there for a 4:30 start. Then we do this thing called 1-minute pitches. Can you see there's a picture of a young man with a hipster's hat on there?
Oh yeah.
We all recognise. Pitching last year. So you basically do a 1-minute pitch. You sort of say, I've got this, I can see this problem in the world. I think you could solve it by starting a business that did X, Y, and Z. And if you like the sound of that idea and think it's a good idea, then join my team. And then we might have 30, 40 pitches at the start of the evening. Through voting, we whittle that down to 10. And then we have a sort of mad half hour where we kind of match people with teams to work for the weekend. And then, by about, I don't know, 6, 7, we're kind of, we get started. By the way, you don't have to sleep there. We shut the place at 11 at night and don't open it till 8 in the morning. And you don't have to be there 24 hours a day for the whole event. But, it's basically something that people, once they get into it, that's kind of what they're doing for the couple of days.
You don't have to pitch if you don't want to. You only have to pitch if you have an idea, right?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, let's talk about that. Yeah, you absolutely. You don't have to pitch an idea if you don't want to, but it's brilliant experience, and you'll see what a lot of fun it is. We have these, 20, 30, 40 people standing up pitching mad ideas. This, if I've got it right, James, this will be not long after the end of this cohort, and therefore you'll have done your final projects. Often I've noticed that really interesting business ideas come out of that final project week. I mean, you might just go, oh, I could pitch like that idea, and then potentially we could spend a bit more time working on it, and I could get some like really experienced developers and business people around it to see if we could move it from the beginnings of what I've been working on to an actual kind of business.
Yeah, and I just want to interject on that, Tom. I think a couple of points from that is it would be going on as part of the Next.js course that's going on, but Tim has already said that they would, because this has been so popular with students, so past students, obviously, hopefully you'll be available. Current students, you would be able to attend if you wanted to. So that is covered, but it will be after project week. And you're absolutely right. I mean, some of our graduation events where we've had the projects from the full stack element before we go on to Next.js, they are good business ideas.
Yeah, I mean, and I've literally thought that, James, like, oh, they should pitch that at Sync the City,
right?
Because they could move that beginnings of an idea, beginnings of a bit of a technical execution into a sort of fully rounded this is what a business like that would do.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Good. Is that enough of Thursday? Let's go on to Friday. Friday, you make a plan about what you're all going to do, because then you sort of divvy up what's got to be done. You know, some people have got to think about the pitch, some people have got to think about like money and finance, some people have got to think about sales and marketing, and you can get involved with any or all of these things, I should add. But also some people have got to think about tech and the user's experience, design. So you kind of figure out what you're going to do, divvy up the work, and get moving. As I say, there's these mentors and experts around who can give an extra pair of hands or an opinion on something if you're getting stuck. So there's always someone who's there ready to sort of lean over the shoulder and help you out. And then about midway through the day, you rip up the plan because your plan was terrible, and you make a new plan because you realize that you've pivoted and that your business needs to go in a different direction. Anyway, during the day, the business starts to take shape, not just, as I say, in technical terms, but in terms of like money in, money out, who would we need to work in this business, all that stuff. And you start to work towards these 5-minute pitches, which is what happens at the finale event. Anyway, moving on to...
Just to interject there, and I don't know if you're going to talk about TechEd's involvement in this previously, but I wanted to just call out Jack being in that picture there. Do you talk about that later or not?
No, I don't. Yeah, so please talk about it now.
So last year, Jack had just completed the full stack bootcamp, and he built the minimum viable product, so the prototype of what actually went on to win Sync the City that year. So I think I always bring it back to people, like how they feel about their skills, about whether they're ready to do something like this. You know, Jack had literally finished, I think it was the week before, he had 3 days off, which I think he, didn't do much coding, and then moved to the fact that 3 days later he was in and winning Sync the City. So I think if anyone's worried about, I'm only just going through a boot camp, am I really going to be ready to go and push some code? No, absolutely you can. And to the point where, I don't know if the judges stated this publicly, but I'm sure they won't mind saying, it's like that MVP definitely supported in winning the project. It's like that was a good 100%. MVP.
Yeah. Like what Jack helped to make was instrumental in swinging the judges' vote towards that team. So yeah, I mean, asking that question, are you ready to contribute? Well, I've seen there were a number of tech ed people there last year, and they all made a great contribution. So yeah, definitely get out of your own way on that. You're ready to play a part, I think. On Saturday, so like Saturday morning is like you're making all the things. You're making, like, here we've got people making something look pretty. I think this was a 3D visualizer for wallpaper, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's actually a really good idea as well.
Yeah, it was a really clever idea. And so they were kind of letting, developing user interface design so that you can sort of get the hang of that idea. And then at 6 o'clock we have the finale event, and then we invite the good old general public, who you can see assembling in the back there, and 5 judges who were all pretty senior and serious business types, to come in and receive these 5-minute pitches. So basically, you get a gong, your team. You don't have to be the person on stage pitching it. It could be someone else on your team, or you might think, wow, this is like a great opportunity to practice that whole kind of presentation thing. Put your name forward to one pitching it. So either you'll be on the stage pitching the ideas to the judges, or in the seats behind rooting for your team and hopefully getting them over the winning finish line. And then we announce some winners. In fact, there's 2 prizes, not 1 but 2 prizes, James.
What?
There's the main judges prize is £3,000 in cash, and the People's Choice prize, so like there's a separate tiddlywinks in a jar kind of vote by the general public that turn up on the day, and we vote for the idea that the kind of audience, like on the night, including yourself, and that's got £1,000 prize attached to it. So most teams, I think, do end up just splitting the money, because there you go. So, you could walk away with a few £100. You never know. You get this amazing support by amazing people, including right over on the left there, my good self. But I've got this team of mentors, all people who've got brilliant experience in things like law, program management, design, operations, technology, marketing, user experience. There's all kinds of skills. And as I say, all of these people ready to help you not only, kind of develop your business idea during the 2 days, but then pitch it brilliantly on the night. But Tom, what if I don't win? It'd be a waste of time, wouldn't it? No, it would not be a waste of time. In fact, you'll already be a winner if you do the event, because you'd have done these things. Like, you certainly learn new skills and put some of those skills that you've been picking up over the last few weeks to the test. You will certainly extend your network. You will meet people at the event generally, people on your team. It's a brilliant opportunity to kind of get into these networks, which can lead to finding yourself some work projects to work on, teams to join. The big employers like Aviva are a sponsor. They're there. There are people on the team, so they're talent spotting. I mean, a lot of people send, their kind of experienced senior people to Synchronicity because it's a way of seeing who's out there, right? And it's like the best kind of interview is a piece of project work, right? Better than sending a CV in and doing an interview. You can actually spend a weekend with these people and really they're going to get to understand who you are and what you can do. It will build your confidence. It's because it's a big, it's a big press. You've got to figure out what we're doing, who am I doing it with, who's doing what, how do we get all these things done before the big finale on Saturday. I don't know anybody who takes part that when they reflect on it doesn't think that was a significant contribution to my learning. I think the thing people dig most about it is you're there because you've got a kind of particular skill set or a practice that you're interested in developing, but you get to work with salespeople, design people, business people, and you get to see how what you're doing links into the things that they do in business.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's a really good point, because I think that's the thing about especially coming out of the boot camp for me is it's like you've been working in project teams where everyone has a different role in the boot camp for the final project for sure, but and people do have different experience, but at Synchronicity there's you're starting to get UX people involved, UX students, UX design. And the UX design team that we had last year as well from the Norwich University Arts, those two are just brilliant. And again, another reason why that project won. And it does take everyone, but I think getting to actually interact and see how other people work is a real big part of it. And also, trusting your skills as well. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And you will have fun. You will have fun. You will have fun. You'll have fun. You will have fun.
We can edit the right one in, don't worry.
It's a barrel of laughs. It is,
really
it is. Yeah, there's moments of pressure and moments of, where you've got to kind of put your head down and get on with it. But there's just a lot of space and time to meet people, get to know them, and share. This is great shared experience. Also, as if that wasn't enough, I didn't yet mention that when you buy a ticket, all the meals from Thursday night, breakfast, lunch and dinner on Friday and Saturday, they're all included, and beer and wine, I think on all evenings. And there's a proper knees up at the finale. We all open the beer and cheer everybody on. And there's a party around the corner at pub. And I think we've got a sponsor for that, so there's probably more free beer after that. I mean, goodness me, you'll be recovering the meager cost of your ticket within 2 days. So that is it for my slides. So tickets are on sale now, and you can go to James. I put a link in the chat on my Google Meet if you want to reshare it. So there's a website you can go and find out a bit more.
Chat is now, I guess.
Cool. The student tickets are £32.13. And like I say, I think when you're an old person shuffling your Zimmer frame around the care home, you will say, what a clever person I was for begging or borrowing the £32.13 to go to Sync the City way back in 2023, because it was brilliant fun. I remember it fondly, and it created opportunities for me that I would never otherwise have been able to make for myself. Good.
Okay. Awesome. If anyone's got any questions, can you pop them into chat? I've got a question for Tim, who I know is on the other end of chat. Tim, what was your experience at Sync the City, and did you win any money? Not that it's just about the winning the money, but I'll just wait and see, because there's going to be a lag, by the way, between questions, to see if there is any questions. But I imagine, well, in fact, I know Tim has been speaking to the students about it today as well, because although I don't think he knew that that picture of him was going to come up.
He's a poster child of Sync City.
Well, he is now. Yeah, he did a good job. He did a good job. I know he enjoyed it for sure. To be fair, what type of projects do you tend to get?
So we get a mix. I mean, it's wild. You get everything from kind of community, not-for-profit ideas. So like normally at least 2 or 3 of the projects we're running are for not-for-profit businesses, where you're trying to help a charity or a community group figure out essentially how to generate a source of revenue. So that's often a popular idea. I mean, last year we had things as diverse as, or the team that Tim was on was thinking about a portal for people who wanted to create their own board games. So kind of how would that work as a business, and how would it look and work? We had and then we have some sort of really big ideas that I mean, James, you could characterize the one that your team you mentored last year, or your team was working on and won it. And we get people that go all the way through and start the businesses off the other end of it. So there's a company called SafePoint which focus on the safety of lone workers. So people are out, fixing phone lines or railway tracks or whatever. If they're out on their own, how do they keep safe and advise on their safety status? So these guys pitched that idea 5 years ago, span it up as a company within 6 months. I know it's raised over £1 million, and is a very successful business now. So you get
based in this office, in fact, aren't they? They're upstairs.
I did not know that.
Yes, it's Matty Shorten's, isn't it?
Oh man, I feel bad I didn't know that.
Oh.
So yeah, it's a bit like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get, but normally there's a real wide range of ideas. Some business to business ideas, some business to consumer ideas, some things that are a bit more playful and fun, like this wallpaper configurator. So like an AR tool to help you virtually hang wallpaper in your house through your phone. What other? I mean, yeah. There's 9 years. I can't even remember. There's like nearly 100 businesses pitched. Someone who wanted to make a sort of outdoors adventure game, which was streamed live to your family and friends. So you're like in a survival situation, kicked off the back of a Land Rover on the Welsh, marshes or wherever, and your family follow you around as you fail to feed and keep yourself dry for the 48 hours of the experience. So that was a memorable pitch last year. James, what was the one that won it last year?
Last year it was about verifying your credentials through cryptography. So essentially, if you had completed a tech ed course, for example, and you wanted to be able to immutably prove, so there's no question that it was me that's done it, you'd be able to host your accreditations on the blockchain and be directly linked with you. So us as an awarding body would accredit it, you would say that you've done it, and when a person requested to view it, you would be able to absolutely cryptographically prove the fact that that person had done that accreditation. I still think it's a brilliant idea. It's £100 million idea. It's
big as the planet. Yeah.
Big as the planet. But it doesn't have to be that. I've got some ideas. Maybe now's not the right time to share
I've got
them.
one. Yeah.
Have you? So yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks ever so much, Tom. We're here at the end of that. If anyone wants to sign up, as I say, syncthecity.com, you can sign up. If anyone from the cohort that's currently going through wants to go to it, but they think that for some reason, the pricing or something means that it's not, come and speak to us as well, because it's definitely an experience that you should take part in if you can. I know I spent a good weekend there last time, and I still reflect on it now. So awesome.
Yeah.
Any closing words, Tom?
No, thanks for giving me some time at the end of your long day. And yeah, I really hope that you come and join us this year. It's a huge laugh, and there's all kinds of ways in which I think you can benefit from it. So yeah, come along and enjoy it.
Cool. Thanks so much, everyone.